All right, so I had to talk about this because, like, I watched this show, Pop Balloon or Fine Love, which is hosted by Arlette Amule. I watched that show. It's a very highly entertaining show, right? Which is this one right here. And then I just saw on my Instagram feed, I saw this picture and I was like, hold up, ain't that the chick that was on that dating show? Right? And I was right. It's the same chick. And this was the chick that went viral because, she was basically bashing these men, acting like she was superior over these men. Um, very, very, very stuck up, condescending attitude towards men. And that that stemmed from a lot of reasons. The way she acts like she's highly privileged, and she acts like she's just the Queen of Sheba, right? Um, but as you can see, there's a story that just popped up where she has been booked, arrested for extorting a former Major League Baseball player by the name of Trevor Bauer, right? So I'm gonna play this clip, which is actually by the player himself, and react to it, just to give you guys my thoughts about it. But yeah, she likes white zaddies, and she gave off that vibe. I told y'all she looks like Amoroso too. She could be Amoroso's offspring. Omarosa was a reality TV show star 20 years ago. She looks just like her. You know what I'm saying? But let me play this clip by this guy, um, Trevor Bauer, and give you guys my commentary on it. Here we go. Hold up. Can y'all hear that? Let me play the clip again. Play it again. Hello.
Lindsay Hill started all this. You may remember her from this video as the girl who set me up and lied to the world in an attempt to take my money. Well, today, the only other one, Darcy Adana Asimonu, has been criminally indicted for committing felony fraud against me and another man. So now she's facing up to 16 years in prison. Her claims are even more absurd than Lindsay's were. So here's some.
Okay, I didn't know that she was being accused by. She was doing the same thing with somebody else. That's new to me.
Details. We had one plain sexual encounter in December of 2020. Nothing that could be considered remotely rough. She initiated it, but don't take my word for it. Take hers. There's a picture and text message she sent me the next morning explaining why she came on to me. And for months afterwards, she repeatedly requested to sleep with me again. For example, this text from January 7th, 2021. At one point, she even requested a sample of my sperm so she could have my child whenever she wanted to in the future. Now, it's hard to keep track, but she's made at least 4 seven-figure demands over the last few years. More than a year after the one time we slept together.
One thing I'm gonna say about this man, you got a white man, former. It says he's a former Major League Baseball player. This guy got his own YouTube platform, his own. He talks. He's articulate. You don't want to fuck with a guy like this. You know what I'm saying? You trying to accuse this guy or being the Me Too of women for this guy, especially when he has the complexion for protection. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Wrong guy to do that with. Wrong guy to do that with.
Only after Lindsay Hill made up her false allegations, Madonna retained a lawyer. She then demanded $3.6 million and claimed I forced her to have an abortion, leaving her emotionally devastated and irretrievably damaged by it. But here's the thing, she never had an abortion because she was never even pregnant, and that's corroborated by her own medical records. When I refused to pay her the $3.6 million she was asking for, she made up a bogus sexual assault claim and filed a civil suit against me. In that version of her story, she claimed, for the first time by the way, that there was non-consensual sex. But her texts from the next morning show what actually happened. Remember this text in which she explains why she came on to me? She also claims that instead of an abortion, she actually had a miscarriage, but that's impossible, of course, because again, she was never pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
We now have emails between her and the first 2 law firms that dropped her, in which they acknowledge they never had any evidence to support her claims, but they'll try to get my money anyway.
Damn.
I then shared an audio recording I have in which Adana contradicts her own claims and asks me for money. In the emails, her lawyers agreed that that's insurmountable evidence, and they inform Adana that they can no longer represent her unless she can provide documentation or proof of her claims. And of course, she couldn't do that, so the law firm urged her to consult other law firms with different standards. Now, Adana has filed more than 10 police reports claiming sexual assault or harassment against other men, including at least one other professional athlete. But after this,
Oh, she has a MO for going after professional athletes. Damn. So when the well went dry, where she was accusing or allegedly accusing these athletes of whatever reason, Me Too'd and stuff like that, sexual assault. When that went out, she went on the dating show, Pop My Balloon or Find Love. That was a low hanging fruit. She don't usually do that type of shit. That type of shit is beneath her. So she was like, you know what? I don't have any other option. Let me go on this dating show. Hopefully a white zaddy can look at me and rescue me. That didn't work out either, right? But yeah, that's pretty much how it ended up being.
Scottsdale police completed their investigation into her claim against me. She's the one being indicted for felony fraud. And not just against me, against another man as well. She made up bogus sexual assault claims and attempted to extort him too. And it gets worse. In my lawsuit against her, we subpoenaed a witness whom she knew for relevant documents to use in our case. And when she found out, she immediately made sexual assault claims against him too. Her MO is clear. Lie to men to get their money, extort them if she must, and when they refuse to pay, stop paying, or stop giving her what she wants, go to the police, accuse them of sexual assault, and file a civil suit against them to retaliate. And just so no one can say, well, he still has two other accusers. Just because the first two are complete frauds doesn't mean the others are. Here's a couple facts about them. They both had lawyers first demanding in excess of $3 million to not go public. In both cases, only after I refused to pay any sum of money did their lawyers make anonymous claims in the media. They both had the opportunity to file a criminal complaint against me. Neither of them did. They both had the opportunity to file a civil suit against me. Neither of them did. They both had the opportunity to participate in Lindsay Hill's civil suit against me. They could have even done so anonymously. They both refused. One of them even submitted a statement to the court stating that she never made public accusations against me. The other refused to participate so vehemently that Lindsay Hill took legal action against her, trying to force her to participate. She still refused. So they both had the opportunity to testify under penalty of perjury. Neither of them did. One can only wonder why. Perhaps because all of their claims against me are lies. Now, it's been 2 years since these women and their lawyers attempted to weaponize anonymous claims in the media against me to take my money. I addressed them at the time, and as far as I'm concerned, it's in the past. But if there comes a time in the future where I need to defend myself further, I will not hesitate to do so. For now, there's no reason to speak further on this topic, though, because outside of Adana, who's now been indicted with felony fraud, there are no claims against me, no ongoing investigations, and no outstanding lawsuits.
Damn.
At this point, I'm not sure what else I can possibly do to prove my innocence in all this. I did not do what I was accused of. And every institution that our society is entrusted to rule on issues like these, like courts, judges, law enforcement officers, prosecutors, they all agree with me. They've rejected every single claim made against me, even going as far as charging one of my accusers with a felony. If any evidence of any of these claims actually existed, I would have been charged, or at the very least arrested. But that never happened. What else do I have to do to prove that this entire situation has been a massive lie? This is insane. At what point do I get to go back to work and continue earning a living?
Interesting to say the least, man. All I can say is this, man. I listened to what he had to say. He seems like he has a reputation to attract a certain type of woman, right? There are predators, if you will say. Men can be victims too. All right, men can be victims too, and more than likely, men. And I'm just basically going off of recent data, but there's a lot of men out there that are victims that go unreported. Okay, so the numbers as far as the stats are skewed when it comes to sexual assault. I'm talking about men being victims of sexual assault. They go unreported. Men don't talk about that shit, right? So that goes a long way. It goes a long way. So nonetheless, the story seems plausible. The fact that this woman, this high and mighty woman right here, Adana, right, was accused of felony fraud and extortion. I mean, that pretty much shows you she's guilty, right? And like I said, she went on this dating show to try to find love, but really was for clout because her options ran out when she was accusing or falsely accusing these men of sexual assault or whatever the case may be, right? Her options ran out, so she decided to go on this Pop My Balloon or Find Love show. And that didn't work out either. So, it is what it is, fam. Those are my thoughts on that. Let me leave your comments down below about this chick that looks like Amoroso Adana, right? Who's accused of felony fraud and extortion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, family. Until next time, signing out.